Right. Just been out for dinner. Just been out for dinner. Someone who said about obviously getting my t-shirts ironed, and yeah, I'm alright here. Don't give a fuck. As mad as it is, when people comment. This is all very interesting. I'll tell you one thing I need to do is I need to find out some fuses. So for some reason, I think the fuses have gone on the van for. I've had the fuses on the van for the cigarette lighter for charging. So that's my next one mission. So yeah, I need to find out what size fuses they are. So basic BPO shell this time of night now. But if I'm going to head to London overnight tonight, I need to make sure we get that sorted out. What time is it? It's getting late. It's getting late. A bit of a change of tune really. Yeah, basically how to change a bit, how to change the dynamics. But yeah, unfortunately I've decided that I've killed TTS, and I'm not doing it. For a start, it's broken, and the only way to fix it is not this. The only way to fix it is not to do it. So yeah, basically turn it off, got rid of it, and honestly, it's not gonna happen again for me. I'm probably gonna turn off my comments as well, because my comments are just completely utterly ridiculous. What people actually say to me, they're not educational. They're not obviously pushing life forward. They are numbing, and the problem I've got with it as well is that I'm an intellectual bloke who understands the world today. And by the last 2 years of me actually being on YouTube, looking at all the people on YouTube, it's broken. It's just like so down and out, and the conversations that we have, it's just bollocks. It's just sheer amounts of bollocks. So yeah, it's obviously changing the dynamics a bit now. So basically, I'm going to live a life, and I'm basically going to allow people to see my life, but from a distance. And obviously, I'll only communicate with what I want to communicate with, and not have to like deal with the backlash of everybody else. So yeah, things will change. Views will drop out. I don't care. So I stand for who I stand for, and I'm going to push forward. So yeah, tonight I've been out for dinner tonight. I'm going to go back to the house. Gonna have a bit of a shower, I think. Maybe crash out for a few hours, and then yeah, basically I'm going to hit the road to London, get to London, and then basically crack on really. So we've got a few events that have taken place in London, which are happening this week. So I've got to get down to the warehouse. I've got to prep, program, maintain, load, and then basically yeah, that's basically a job that's on the road then for basically the next few days. Unfortunately, I have to do it myself, just due to the fact that down to the coding and the programming side of it, not everybody can do it, and you can't teach the level of understanding. So unfortunately for me, it's going to have to be me. But yeah, so what I might do is I might end up getting down to London, checking into the hotel, having a shower, getting some breakfast down me, and then basically yeah, tomorrow shouldn't take too long, to be fair. Yeah, should maybe take 2 hours, maybe 2-3 hours. But yeah, nothing major. And then yeah, should be able to get out there and fingers crossed, hopefully get back up. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's cool. Just been out for a nice meal tonight. So there's a good friend of mine here I've not spent. Well, basically she's flown in actually to Fairview. I haven't seen it for this part of like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, she just random message. I was like, yeah, no stress. When you're next in the city, we'll grab a bite to eat. So she's basically here for 6 days, or 4 days, 4 to 6 days. So she's been having dinner tonight, bite to eat, and then basically I had like a big lamb shank. So it was nice, bit of champagne, and basically a lamb shank, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's what living life is. So it's pretty cool to be here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I plan to get by now, so have a shower to basically sort myself out, pack, prep, and somehow get to London. I'm probably going to do it overnight tonight because traffic is horrendous. Obviously, we're taking the van as well. Haven't yet decided, well, haven't yet bought a car yet. So at some point we'll buy a car. I might do this next couple of weeks, really. Time will tell. So I've actually been watching one of the latest YouTube videos as well on obviously well, probably I won't say I actually, but it's interesting to see the dynamic shift with religion. So the fine lines between what they class as war and what they class as a declaration of war, and yeah. It's a fine line. Whatever I say, people go against me. So yeah, it's mad, really. It is mental. It's like these days, you have to see like now. You can't speak about anything. It's getting towards a joke. To be fair, yeah. It's getting towards a joke. 136 miles left. So yeah, I'm gonna drop off it. I'll put it as there. You get a quick few other things. I need to crash out. And go get some rest, I think. Also, as well as wherever that is, it's my phone probably. What I've also noticed as well is the amount of just to give you the rundown. I'm single. Yes, I'm single. I'm able to do whatever I want. You know, it's regardless. But it's interesting to see how all the people have to say and who I am, and what I do, and the people I meet, and the people that I do, you know, that I spend time with. And it's interesting because, like, for instance, I'm male. I'm at age 36, and I'm only on this planet for X amount of time of my life. So to have all the people controlling and commenting on my whereabouts and what I'm doing and where I'm going and who I'm being around, associating with, it's honestly, it's madness to think about it. But like, people actually have their own like personal preference. It's kind of like, you know, the quicker to comment, the quicker to say, Mike, no, I don't think you should be doing that. And actually, to the flip side of it is, well, actually, to be fair, yeah, I can do what the hell I want to do. I'm in my own, you know. It's mad. It is mad. So yeah, that was my phone. So it's weird as well. You know, people have lives to live. People have their own families to deal with. They have their own, like, you know, friendship networks. But they're so quick enough to say to me, Mike, and I'm like, well, okay. You know, someone said to me today, on one of my comments, this is how people are. They're quick enough to comment, but not quick enough to reassess. So, personally, I don't see the point in ironing my clothes. I don't see the point. You're wasting your time ironing clothes. It doesn't matter what I look like. I'm not here on this planet to impress people. So if I do want to walk around in a creased t-shirt, I will walk around in a creased t-shirt, and nobody will tell me any different. So when you have a correspondence, or when you say, well, actually, Mike, you know what? I think what someone said to me on one of my comments, saying about, obviously, to meet a woman, maybe try ironing your t-shirt. It doesn't work like that. And I'll tell you the reason why it doesn't work like that. Because what we've now established in the world today is women aren't there to look at what, a partner. They're there for a few little things. They're there for, obviously, finance, money, protection, and they're also there for, you know, let's say, for instance, let's be real, if you're rich, you get any woman you want. So straight away, if that is if that just says it all in one thing, then straight away you get women. End of story. And when you look at the whole like logic, you know, I might have, yeah, say 10 million, and I could be around X amount of women. And it's interesting to see the difference between people that have got money and people that haven't got money. And when you portray that you have money, it's interesting to see what happens and how things change. And you've got to say, well, you're categorising everybody in the same brush. And I said, well, you have to. You can't go down the route to saying that, obviously, you know, terrorists are terrorists. End of story. You can't go down the route saying, oh, but you know, there's different terrorists. Oh, there's a nice terrorist here, there's a nasty terrorist here. You can't do that. And that's the thing, you see. You have to tarnish everybody with the same brush. You group people into categories like algorithms do. So it's all right, you know, trying to defend yourself and saying, but I'm a woman and I'm a man and I like this and you like that. When you look at the whole mentality behind it, it's still the same mentality. You get the right mentality, you're going to do well. If you get the wrong mentality, you're going to fail. End of story. It's mentality. So straight away, when you look at the logic between, you know, let's say, for instance, people that are angry, people that you say to people, don't do this, and they deliberately go behind the scenes to do it. And it's kind of like, you know, it's mad to think about it, but, you know, you can't go down the route of saying, well, you know, I'm not going to tarnish you with the same brush. Oh, you know, I'm going to treat you differently because, you know, oh, no, I'm sorry. If you've got bad attitude, if you don't live in society with other people and you're a good human being, then you shouldn't even be in society. Go and find a different society to live in. So this society that we live here, we made it, we built it for ourselves, we've made it and allowed it to happen. We've allowed the freedom. We've obviously designed the safety. We've obviously designed it whereby, you know, the free healthcare is available to people. We've designed it. So if we've made this happen, then suddenly we need to resolve matters as well. So for instance, when people go off sick and go off ill, then really, you know, let's see the bigger picture. If it's one of those things that obviously people are doing it for, let's say for instance, the financial gain for themselves, then they should be allowed. So, you know, it's interesting to see, you know, the dynamic change between people that actually want to achieve in the world today and people that just don't actually care. And I actually go around live on a daily basis seeing the difference between people that actually care and actually people that don't care. And, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see the different dynamics. So, I lost my phone down the seats now. Brilliant. So yeah, I've had to change a few things, mainly for the fact that I think I'm just bracing it. What I've established is I'm actually bringing a large amount of negativity to my streams. And even though I'm building a community, my community doesn't need to be trashed by people that are just non-existent. People that are non-existent meaning that they find things funny, but actually the serious matter is life isn't all about fun. Life is about dedicating and working. So if you live life going around thinking life's great, life's fun, you'll never ever become rich, you'll never ever become wealthy, and you'll just take the piss out of everybody else. And we need to change that mentality. So if you do that on a live stream, you do that at work, you do that with friends, you do it with family, and you've got no respect. And self-respect goes when you have fun. When you have fun, self-respect, you lose self-respect because people have fun and they don't understand what they're doing, and then they lose self-respect. I lose a lot of self-respect in people because when I say things and people either laugh at me or they go down the route saying, yeah, but I don't believe you, Mike, or something's not quite right here, or when there's no trust there, then obviously there's a question. But respect, obviously, is either you respect somebody or you don't. Trust you can always gain and you can lose, and you can gain and lose. But again, loyalty, once it's lost, it's lost. So loyalty and respect are most important, and trust is pretty well can be gained and earned. So it is interesting. So. Alright, let's go on my phone now. So yeah, it is interesting. It's interesting to see how people align and people don't align. And one thing I've noticed as well is there's a lot going on in the world today. But when I say there's a lot going on in the world today, there's a lot of uneducated people. Like a lot of uneducated people. And I know I go against a large amount of narratives because the thing is when you look at obviously certain people, some people always start to, for instance, if I was to create a YouTube channel and I do camping, I'm going to focus that YouTube channel on camping and camping and camping. So that's fine. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Fine, I don't care. They want to do that. But if they go out of that narrative, or they start to push an agenda, it sort of breaks down that mentality of going camping to living in hotels, and going from living in hotels to, there's a whole logic. It's a broken. So you've got some people that obviously follow certain narratives, which is going to be camping, outdoor camping, outdoor camping. But the minute you change that narrative, people start to wander away from you. So a lot of my content is obviously about the realization of life. It's about obviously the trust, about obviously the mentality. It's about obviously how we can operate together as a functioning team, and how we can dedicate to actually for the survival of humanity. Now we've got a lot of issues in the world today, like a lot of big issues, and basically to divide and conquer is pretty well what's happening right now this minute in majority of things. We're talking about obviously global warming. Obviously, we're talking about obviously the logic in obviously, let's say for instance, the logic in how we can resolve that and how we think we can solve that. The problem I've got with all this is we've been after this for over 26 years now. This is going to be 26, 27 years trying to resolve global warming. Now COP, if you have a look at what COP is, COP, COP has been trying to make this happen, and it's been trying to make it happen for a long time. Now, if that isn't evidence in itself that we don't want to cure and don't want a sort out the issue, that says a lot about life in itself. COP26, let's say for instance, they've been talking for years. I can't remember which years I've done it in COP, but I've been there and I've heard the conversations and things, and I've heard the understandings, and some of the things that they say, we're going to do this, we're going to try this, we'll try this. It never actually facilitates, it never actually really happens really. So the problem you've got in the world today is if certain, let's say, organizations can't make shit happen, then there's a problem. Then there's a problem in the sort of way that the organization shouldn't even exist. So for instance, COP is designed for one purpose, and that's to stop global warming. And if they haven't been able to do that and resolve that within 26 years, which is 365 times by 26 years, if they haven't been able to do that, then it just must show you that there's something astray. There's more money in trying to cure than there is to actually sort the problem out originally. End of story. Facts, figures, end of story. The same mentality is majority of things like cancer. Cancer's being cured. We don't want to know it's being cured, but it's being cured. So just out of interest, how many people die a year of cancer? And how much money do we put into the cancer fund? You'd assume at some point within the amount of years we've been dealing with cancer that we have sussed out the human body to stop cancer. You'd assume. Honestly, give you the rundown. If I start a business, I've done it several times now. If I start a business to resolve a matter, I've resolved a matter within starting a business within the first 12 months. That's what I've done. There's a problem. Why have I started the business? Because there's a problem. So I started the business because there's a problem, and I've put something in place to resolve it. So straight away, I've counteracted it. So what I don't understand is when you look at all these scenarios in place in the civilization, in the world, you've got problems. But to get rid of that problem, you need somebody to come along and sort that problem out. And a lot of people come along, they try and sort it out, but they haven't quite got the right mentality. But they'll fight and fight and fight. But in the meantime, they're still going to go out, and they're still going to go out and drink, and they're still going to go out and party, and they're still going to go out and drive fast cars, and they're still going to go out and have sex and things. They're still going to have relationships with multiple women and multiple men and things, and they're all going to try. It's what we class as, it's basically what we say is we're trying to make things meet. We're trying to find a relationship. We're trying to find a job. We're trying to push forward. And we obviously, what I've now established around the place now is that a lot of us just don't really understand the world. I'm currently sat out of a Tim Hortons now. And when I just look at Tim Hortons, I look at obviously the building, the business, the menu, the demographic of who's in there. When I look at that whole logic, you then start to realise, well, actually, has that been built for a purpose, or is that being built for, to resolve a problem? And to be fair with you, it's being built because it's a cultural thing. It's not designed there to say, oh, by the way, we'll give you food late tonight. It's not a healthy option. It's not better for the human body. Tim Hortons, it's just obviously, it's a brand. It's being made because there's a problem, and we're going to put something in place to resolve the problem. So it's like McDonald's. McDonald's wasn't designed to be the ultimate building to be going around the whole world. McDonald's facilitated a problem. Where in the world can you get a McDonald's in every single country, in every single city, that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that supplies the same menu? If somebody wants to eat at night, where do they go? If somebody wants a warm meal at night, where do they go? Now, to be fair with you, McDonald's, it fits a purpose. There's a narrative that's pushed, but it fits a problem. There's a problem, we're going to resolve it. So McDonald's is actually a problem but resolved. But the problem is, when you build McDonald's, you don't realise, but actually money becomes cultish. So for instance, you build a brand to resolve a problem, which McDonald's actually did do originally. If you look at the story about McDonald's, it was about designing, basically, the story behind McDonald's is basically they built it on a car park, on the shortest journey between windows, serving, food, cookers. They built it. If I'm going to come into McDonald's now and I'm going to work in McDonald's, I want to go from there to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. And that's how they built it. The quickest, the fastest, the most convenience. Fast food, get it out, serve, 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 serve. That's how it started, with 1, 2, 3. And they were successful. And then obviously it's grown out and grown out. But it then has to become, at some point, a cult. Because it is a cult. Every brand becomes a cult. So for instance, like for me in business, I build a brand, I build an image, I build something that I fit a problem in society of life today. Now the problem is, when you become wealthy, you then start to shortcut. You then start to go down the route of thinking, well, actually, do I really care about my customers? Do I really care about? No, I don't. I just want to basically make myself better than everybody else. You put yourself on a pedestal, and you always do this now. This is how things operate today, because we believe now that there's people in the world today that are better than everybody else. Which is, to be fair with you, I'm not gonna lie to you, there are people that are better than everybody else. Let's be real. Let's not fake it. The rich are better than the poor, because the poor and the rich are two different people. So, if you're rich, do you really care about the poor? Realistically? Not really. And if you're poor, do you really care about the rich? Not really. But you look to the rich and you say, but these don't pay taxes. Well, actually, these probably pay a large amount more taxes, but actually, the thing is, though, is that they're leveraging a lot more that you're not doing. But then when you start to fail to pay your mortgage, who's leveraging the payments or offsetting the payments against, there still has to be money to keep the economy going. So who's leveraging your mortgage? If you don't pay your mortgage, who's helping to support that? So there's a lot of ins and outs of everything that you see in the world today. And there's a lot of people that don't understand. When you fail to pay your mortgage, you do know that obviously corporate industries actually support the actual mainframe of the mortgage not being paid. That's how things operate. But when you actually look at the bigger picture, there's a lot of the stuff that we don't know. And what I don't understand is there's people that know that vaping is bad for you. We know vaping is bad for you. It's a killer. We also know smoking is bad and it's killer. We also know that drinking is bad and a killer. So why don't you just remove those out of society and get rid of them three things? Just fuck it off. The human body doesn't need it. So to how to bring the UK together, we need to first of all remove. So when I say remove, how do you remove it? Well, let's put something in place. Let's remove alcohol and put alcoholic drinks in their place. The amount of places that I go to now to find out about alcoholic drinks, there isn't that many people that do non-alcoholic drinks. But what I don't get is in the mentality of a mindset is if you drink a non-alcoholic beer compared to an alcohol beer, it tastes the same. It tastes the same. But what people don't realise is there's no alcohol in one, there's alcohol in the other. But if you drink a non-alcoholic, you're then badged and branded as either gay, uneducated, not a real man, and you're badged at that. And when you actually look at the alternative, I look at it and go, well, actually, sorry, I'm a real man. I'm a bloke. I understand the world today. I'm drinking non-alcoholic drinks. And you're drinking what? You're drinking beers. Right, okay, so where's the logic in that? You're going to drink beer, get a beer belly on you, drink about 17 pints, get fat, can't see your penis, and then next minute you're going to go down the route saying, oh, well, you know, I can't now operate in the world today. You're not healthy, you're not able to focus, you're not able to, you know, in the morning you're a piece of shit, and then what you do, you drink more. So when you look at the whole logic to the whole of life, like, there's no logic. There's no logic in uneducated people. So, you know, and it's like when I look at the people now, it's like we are chosen to go to bed at a certain time at night. We like to think, oh, we should go to bed at night. Well, why? Oh, because it's dark. So straight away, are you tired? Well, I'm not tired now. Right, okay, fine. So think about it. Think about the bigger picture. When do you go to bed? You go to bed when you're tired. How many fucking dickheads overnight lie in bed scrolling through their phones thinking, I'm going to drop off to sleep sometime, I'm going to drop off to sleep? How many people are swiping? How many people are just wasting their lives just on social media platforms that are 9 times out of 10, they're reading about 85% of fakeness? Everyone's living on these devices who don't educate themselves, and they're trying to educate themselves on things that are actually happening in real time, but actually it's been cropped, it's been edited, it's been modified. How many dickheads don't actually sleep, and then they find out in the morning, they wake up and they're just like, fucking hell, Monday morning again. They get up at 6:30 in the morning, get in the vehicle, haven't had a breakfast, then they start driving and then realise, well, actually I didn't sleep last night because obviously I couldn't go to sleep because I was stressed. It's pure madness. It's madness. And when I see it around the world today, you can look at the majority of men and you know for a while, are you fat? Yes, you're fat. People look at me and say I'm skinny. The funny thing is about me is I'm actually more athletic, to be fair with you. You could say I'm skinny, but do I care? Not really. But if you said to me, go and do a 10k run tomorrow, I can do that. I can go and do a 10k run. How many men can go do a 10k run and achieve a 10k run tomorrow? How many people can go to the gym and actually do 10k? Not many people can, because they complain about it. It all sounds good. It sounds good to actually think, oh, I can do this, I can do that. It sounds good. But actually, to be fair with you, not many people can do it. So, you know, the same mentality is like, you know, most people with regards to, you know, driving. How many people say, oh, I'm going to do, you know, this year I'm going to go to the gym and things. I'm going to go down the route of driving and I'm going to do this. They never do, because they always say everything sounds good, but they never actually ever achieve it. And then when you look at obviously other people that look at lives and think stuff like, oh, I wish I had his life. I wish I had his life. You know what I mean? When you look at it, it's kind of like, would you really want his life? It sounds good, it looks good on social media, but when you actually look at their life in reality, it's all fake. It's just complete, utterly fakeness. So, you know, I could literally come off live streams and I could post pictures. And people just look at those pictures and they're like, fucking hell, this guy's giving payouts to everybody. Oh, he's going out and he's tipping everybody. He's going out and having like, you know, like luxurious dinners with people. And I could make other people's lives look shit just by posting. Now, are you telling me that 9 times out of 10 that doesn't happen? Of course it does. Every single person's doing that because they always want to fake lives. So why don't you just not fake it and live it? So why don't you go down the route of being a realist and just say, right, fucking hell, this is fucked. You know, I was just watching a podcast and it was basically a guy who's basically been questioned, you know, and he's you know, it's like the stats and the figures show, physical stats and figures show, you know, crime rates, obviously mortality, you know, immigrants. We understand. We understand. And, you know, when you get questioned on these things and then people just don't understand, they don't get it. And when you look at obviously taxes, when you look at the obviously, you know, the global current UK, you know, debt, when you look at obviously the mentality of the roads and the councils, when you look at obviously female mentality and then you look at male mentality, and you start pinpointing all this together, you start to understand and see that we are fucked. We are absolutely fucked because we can't come together. We can't come together. And the whole agenda that we think we can work together and that everything's going to become better, unless it gets worse, whereby it's physically, it's broken to a level whereby people can't eat, people can't sleep, people are going to have to, you know, people are going to have to really like sleep with one eye open. It ain't going to change. And we are now in a country and in life now whereby it's absolutely broken. I'm actually going to post on a short basically 2 images. And you know, when you look at the image that I'm about to post and things, it just starts to think about things and think, right, I totally get it. You've got a woman that wants to have equal rights in the world today. She wants to go out and educate herself, go out and work. Fine. But the next minute, she's sat there, stressed out of her skull, because women can't take much stress. Men can take majority of stress, and, you know, and a lot more pain. But women can't. So when you come across the mentality of a woman compared to a man, and when you look at, obviously, the whole logic between jobs and things, would you much rather have a lifestyle whereby you've got no stress, you can live at home, you work from home, you can have a family, you can dedicate forward and drive and have no pressure, no stress? Or would you much rather have the stress levels whereby you're independent, pay your taxes, obviously then having to go to work, buying vehicles? It's a fucking stress. And a large amount of people don't obviously understand it. So you've got 2 images. You've got one of where life used to be like, and you've got life of it now. And I'll show you the image now. You know, you'll see it, you'll understand it. And you've got to say it's blanketed for, you know, for me to, you know, make animosity. But, you know, do you know what I mean? That's the understanding of life. You gotta look at the bigger picture. Women aren't cut out for the stresses of life. They're not cut out for it. They never have been, and they never will be. But they want the freedom. And it's kind of like, okay, fine. So why has the Western world dropped? Why is the Western world dropped? Well, you've got to understand. You've got to understand the bigger picture. Giving the woman the vote, originally, compared to the freedom that they had and didn't have, think about it. We've now got police officers now in jobs that can't do their jobs. We've now got the worst police force in the world who are on our streets now trying to defend against military-grade men in the UK. And you've got females. Think about it. Think about the bigger picture. Yeah? So, are we now going to go down the route of saying a police officer now, a policeman, is going to defend his female colleague over a male? Correct. He will. Naturally, he will use his emotions to protect a woman, because men are protectors of women. They always have been, they always will be. End of story. That's facts. It's figures. A man's being put on this planet to protect a woman. That's how life is. A woman doesn't protect a man protects a woman. Facts. You can't change it. You'll never be able to change it. That's it. So when you actually look at what we have on the police force now, we've got riots on the road in our cities now. It's happening every single week, happening every single month. We never had this. We never had riots, but we have now. And now we've got a police force that's diverse of men and women. Now, you've got to understand the bigger picture now. Would I want to be a police officer in 2026? No. Will I put myself in danger? No. So you start to understand now why the police force is failing. Because, well, first of all, if I'm a man, why would I put myself in a level of understanding of a job where I'm going to get attacked, I can get abused, when I need to be saving my family? If I've got kids, I've got a wife to look after, why would I put myself in a situation whereby straight away it could go sour? We know riots is bad. We know for a while fighting is bad. We know for a while people get hurt. It only takes one punch to the head, to the side of the temple, and that's it. That's a strike. That's death. We know this. So you've got to look at the bigger picture now. So we've got to look at this mentality. You know, there you go. You see, crash right in front of our eyes. No, he's just driven off. Just driven off. This is a guy that's just driven off now. This is the number plate. How's it going, man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Right, you just had an accident back there and you've driven off.
No, I came to park.
You came to park?
Yeah.
What's happened here?
Someone rear-ended me.
Yeah, no, yeah. So when you have an accident in the UK, you meant to stop.
Yeah, that's why I came. I came to stop. He came to stop as well.
Okay. Do you know him?
I do know him.
Right.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. I appreciate for your help.
Yeah, I just know that obviously when you have it's a red light, you've basically you've been driving at fucking speed. You come straight past me.
When I crossed, it was yellow.
It wasn't. I was stood there. It was on red.
All right.
It was on red. You've both gone through a red light.
Okay.
And your friend, you're driving at speed.
I appreciate you for your concern.
I'm just being a realist here. I'm British and white, and I understand the mentality.
I don't know why you're trying to get.
Well, I don't think you need to understand. I was a red light you went on there.
Okay, I understand, but at the same time.
Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
Listen, calm down. It doesn't concern you.
There's another car there. All these cars are driving at speed. What a fucking twats. Right. And that's what you call, you see. This is the difference between life. It really fucks me off about the world that we live in today. I'm white and British. I'm fucking civilised. And you get fucking arseholes. Oh, it's alright. It's my mate. Oh, it's my mate. You've just driven... They've just hit each other and they've driven off. I don't give a fuck. Guys, slow down. I'm live streaming. You're on camera. If you're in this country, drive carefully. Here you see, angry, told to fuck off. It's fucking mental. It's mental. It's a shame that I didn't have it on front camera, because if I had it on front camera, that would be absolutely hilarious. But yeah, anyway. The thing is, what you got to understand though is coming to a junction where I was on red. It was red. It was a little red, and they came flying past me. There's a slit road here. Now that could have been an ambulance. It could have been a paramedic. It could have been a car that had 3 kids in. And you've got people in this country that don't respect the roads. And it kills me to think about it, because that could have been deadly tonight. We could have lost a family of kids tonight, just because you've got some twats on the road. Luckily no one was hurt, but the guy just drove off and shot off, and it's kind of like, I didn't know, at that point I didn't know if they knew each other, hence why I drove off quickly to grab the number plate as he literally drove off. But yeah, there's 2 vehicles. There's basically 2 vehicles driving at speed. Anyway, like I say, I maintain what I say, I maintain what I do. Right, anyway. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see all this adapt and come out now, because the thing that really kills me the most about life is that, like, people don't understand. The conversation I've had tonight about people not understanding, it's the mentality when I'm driving, I'm fully equipped. I'm fully equipped with what's going on around me. 365. I know exactly who's behind me. I know the distances. I know the speeds. I actually know the roads inside out. I've been driving around for years and years and years. I'm not driving at 300 miles an hour. I'm not in a police chase. I'm not driving alongside, people at night. Driving like, he drives faster, I drive faster. I'm not listening to music. And this is the whole problem, you see, that we've got today. It's madness. Well, life's a mentality. It's a mentality issue. Could have been fatal tonight. That could have been a fatal. So what we're saying is that at the end of the day, when you're in the Western world, when you actually are in the Western world, you have to understand a level of understanding. If you're going to live in the Western world, and you're going to live in the country, then do what the country says. Regardless to anything else. What day is it on now? We're 11 o'clock at night now, you see. 12 o'clock. The problem is as well, so what really kills them most, they've had a crash tonight and they've smashed up 2 vehicles, yeah? Obviously they'll get embodied, they've got mates and mates and mates, they will just repair it, I get it. But the problem is, what really upsets me the most about that is cars get written off and then cars get modified and fixed up to sell. The only people that actually lose out are pretty well the general public, because being involved in an accident. They are the ones that are causing the problems. So when I drive, I've got literally 300 miles to do tonight as well. So I've got a long drive as well ahead of me. But this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't do it during the day, because there's too much going on. When you look at all the average people on the roads today, it kills me because I get penalised the most because I'm a male. I could say on my insurance that I drive 300 miles a day. And I'm the one that gets absolutely tarnished on miles on vehicles. So what I have to do is, for me, I have to either use hire vehicles, or I have to go down the route of having my own vehicles that are registered under a hire company name. So it basically means that I don't have to pay insurance. So it's the only way that I can operate in life, because if I was to say, oh, by the way, yeah, I've got a car, I've got a vehicle, I get penalised. I get penalised massively. You go on these little insurance companies and you say, oh, well, what's your name? What's your address? Okay, what's your address? Okay, great. And just because you've got dickheads on the road like that who have accidents, who actually claim on insurances, because again, think about it, they claim on insurances, and guess what? Let's be real. The majority of them are under fake names. So it doesn't really matter, because if you're under a fake name, the insurance company will pay us out anyway. It doesn't matter, it's regardless, it's how it is. But people like me who actually get paid, I'm changing the world, I'm providing services, I'm building, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, it's mad. Anyway, right, I need to go back and have a shower. And then, yeah, it's actually going to stop off and drive by to eat. I should like, but the plan tonight is to go back, have a shower, get changed, and then what my plan is then is to basically head off and to basically crash out really. I might get about an hour's sleep, and yeah, I'm gonna basically hit the road. So yeah, I've figured about 4 hours drive tonight. And then yeah, drive on. Probably gonna do an all-nighter to it there, yeah. So I get down there and achieve, and then get back by tomorrow night. I was meant to be down there for the whole week, but again, the state of London at the moment it's just horrific. It's just awful. It is horrific. Like I can remember going to London when I was younger, and I did, it was just a different kettle of fish. Now it's just like there's parts of London now whereby you just don't recognise it. Somebody across in front now, middle lane hogger. Again, that shows tonight a real man, maintains. Doesn't matter, regardless of his dog, don't know what I'm dealing with. But, again, that could have gone wrong. Could have gone wrong very quickly. Road. As long as you're driving at night, one of the things that really kills me the most is all of the basically what kills me the most is the roads get closed off. It is a killer. It is a really, really big killer. One of the things I will say about obviously getting roads closed off, and this is something for me, I don't. What really fucks me off about the UK is the amount of time and hours put into putting cones out. It's madness. It's madness. But my mentality would be just to basically close off a junction, but not using cones, just using vehicles. Do you know what I mean? Once you've got 3 or 4 vehicles across a motorway with arrows. Drop the speed down on the motorway anyway, and once you drop the speed down to a level whereby you can then go down the road putting vehicles in all 3 lanes. And my mentality is you don't need to have all the manpower behind putting cones out, taking them in, putting cones out, taking them in. It's just the way the UK has adapted itself around putting cones out. It's mad. A large amount of the worst that can happen on the motorway can be dealt with differently. Every cone is paid for, and it's a waste of time. Again, just dropped out. So 0.004, basically 4 minutes past 12, and we just literally lost out the street completely. Then it's mad. It's mad. So EE dropped out today. It's just kind of like, it's serious. It's getting to the sort of stage whereby phone signals and cellular networks they're just not able to be used. Like literally, they're just not able to be used, which is mega. You'd have thought in 2026, you'd have thought the cellular network would have been amazing for the better of humanity. And what we end up finding out now is they're getting worse and worse and worse. And this is like even the network now. There's not that many people on the network. Everyone's in bed asleep. So when you look at bandwidth, I just don't get it. So why have I just lost a stream on EE? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. garage now. Try and get the. I need to get Starlet back online. I got to drive tonight to get Starlet back. So for some reason, it's taken out the cigarette lighter, the fuse. So I need to. That's one thing I need to sort out. So I'm actually doing quite a longer drive tonight, and the reason being is the reason why I'm doing a longer drive now is because of the obviously the conflict of interest that I've just had just. Why? I want to make sure that obviously again I'm obviously not being followed sort of thing. But yeah, it's mad because that's this is how males have to think about. You could just say, well, you shouldn't have got involved in the first place. Well, at that point, I don't know what was going on. Do you know what I mean? It could have been hit and run, and it could have been a big issue, but obviously, madness. This van was used by somebody else. They've somehow, I don't know how, but they've taken out my cigarette lighter. They basically, my cigarette lighter doesn't work now. So it's like, killer, absolute killer. So the plan is to get to a garage now, get this repaired. We ask good old Princess on basically where the fuse box is on this vehicle at least. Obviously this is a higher vehicle, so we don't, again, I don't even know where it is on this. Like, I tell you what, the amount of AdBlue this rings is fucking scary. Like I must have gone through. We've now done 18,500. We've actually now done 18,500. And by the time I get back from London, this one's 19,000 on this vehicle as well. By the time I get back. So that's madness, isn't it? You can see why I send vehicles to the grave now. I drive at night because I've got nobody on the road. It's mad, but like, it's getting to a sort of stage now whereby humans can't, the amount of hours that you lose in your whole life by driving in traffic is madness. So it's like when I went over to the spa last night, or when I drove over there last night. I drove over there last night, and it took me half an hour to get there. But if I did that during the day, it took me about an hour and 15. The amount of hours I just saved by just really changing. It's all about mentality. It's all about mentality. But by only driving at night, it's interesting. It's interesting. But I couldn't have a 9-to-5 job. I physically couldn't have one. I would honestly, if I had a 9-to-5 job, I know it sounds really daft, but I would struggle to live. I couldn't do it. And that's the only issue that I've got with life. Like having, going out, applying for a job, then getting approval for a job, so I can have a salary, have money coming in for me to support myself and my family. Having approval makes me feel sick. Not only having approval, but then having to go to a job and having to every single hour that I end up spending at work, I honestly, yeah, it makes me feel, you know, and obviously, you know, you'd have to and then ask for permission to have a pay rise, and you might end up finding out you ask for a pay rise, and they might end up saying, well, you know, we're going to let you know. It's scary, because if you ask for a pay rise, you don't know if they're going to let you go or not. You don't know if you're going to go on there on Monday morning and say, oh, by the way, sorry, you know, unfortunately we're going to lay you off. Like, having a PAYE job is so uncertain, and it's scary really, because it's kind of like, it scares you, because it obviously adds fear. It actually adds fear into like the reality of life really as well, which is, again, it's one of those things really. It's just scary. So, cool. Sorry sir, you've no longer got a job now. I'm like, really? Okay, we have to go out and get another job now. Do you know what I mean? Imagine going to get a mortgage and having to pay a mortgage every single month, and you can't afford to miss your mortgage payments because, let's be real, it is scary. So what do you do? I guess people haven't educated themselves to be able to, you know, get a solid income coming in, I guess. You know, when obviously the wife needs a bit of time off, or she becomes ill, you have to throw it into work and call in sick, and then you think to yourself, how many sick days can I pull off? And but when you go to work, people don't actually work, they're lazy as well. It's like brilliant, okay? Anyway, this is probably not going to have fuses. Well, we'll see. What am I going to do now? Right, I need a fuse, don't I, for a... Well, first of all, I don't know where the fuse box is. So... in like they say like a fuse box in a Peugeot. Where is fuse box in let's locate. Interior fuse box compartment. Piece behind the glove box. Fantastic. So yeah, a real man. Okay, we've established this then, yeah? Okay, fine, I've got it. It's mad, the amount of blinking messages I'm getting on WhatsApp. It's like, anyway. Right, give me 30 seconds, let me find out what fuse size it is, and then let me see if I can get one from here, and if I can't get one from here, then yeah, I might have to go to a Shell or a BP at this time of night. I'll be back.